The chill of the New Year's Eve night wrapped around me like a suffocating shroud as I navigated the desolate streets of an unfamiliar town. The shadows danced grotesquely on the icy pavement, elongating and distorting the world into eerie shapes. I had lost my way in this forsaken place, drawn in by the allure of a mysterious invitation that promised a revelry beyond imagination. The address on the ornate card led me to an old mansion, its facade adorned with grotesque gargoyles that seemed to leer at my arrival. The air was thick, with an unsettling silence, broken only by the distant chimes of midnight. A shiver crept down my spine, but I couldn't turn back now. The mansion's imposing doors creaked open with a slow deliberateness, revealing a dimly lit interior that echoed with the hushed whispers of the unseen. A grand staircase beckoned me upward, each step groaning under the weight of forgotten history. The air grew colder as I ascended, the darkness intensifying with every floor. Reaching a corridor adorned with ancient paintings, their subjects staring at me with hollow eyes, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The invitation had promised a celebration like no other, but the unsettling atmosphere painted a different picture. A distant rumble of thunder echoed through the mansion, punctuating the oppressive silence. I pressed on, drawn deeper into the heart of this haunted abode. As I turned a corner, the grand hall came into view, adorned with flickering candles and decaying tapestries. A grotesque figure stood at the center, its face hidden beneath a hooded cloak. The revelers, if they could be called that, moved with an unnatural grace, their limbs bending at odd angles as if disconnected from their bodies. A discordant melody played, emanating from a skeletal pianist whose bony fingers danced across the keys. The grotesque figure turned to face me, revealing hollow eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. It extended a skeletal hand, offering a glass filled with an inky liquid that seemed to pulse with malevolence. "Welcome to the celebration," a voice echoed from within the hood, a chorus of whispers that sent a chill down my spine. Hesitation clawed at my resolve, but curiosity pushed me forward. I took the glass, the liquid within it reflecting the distorted faces around me. As the clock struck midnight, the room erupted in a cacophony of dissonant laughter. The figures twisted and contorted, their movements becoming increasingly erratic. I felt a growing unease, as if the very fabric of reality was unraveling around me. The grotesque figure approached, its hooded face inches from mine. "To new beginnings," it whispered, and the room plunged into darkness. A deafening silence enveloped me, broken only by the erratic beating of my heart. When the lights returned, the grand hall had transformed. The revelers were now contorted into grotesque forms, their limbs entwined in a macabre dance. The walls pulsed with an otherworldly energy, and the air seemed thick with unseen spectres. Panic gripped me, but the exit was nowhere in sight. The grand staircase loomed like a twisted labyrinth, its steps shifting and rearranging with every breath. As I stumbled through the nightmarish tableau, the whispers grew louder, their words indecipherable yet haunting. A door appeared, seemingly from nowhere, its ornate carvings inviting me to step through. The grotesque figure gestured towards it, a silent command that I couldn't ignore. The room beyond was a realm of surreal horror, a distorted reflection of reality, where time and space collided in a chaotic dance. I stumbled through the nightmare, chased by unseen horrors that whispered my deepest fears. The walls seemed to close in, and the air became a suffocating miasma. The grotesque figure appeared once more, its skeletal fingers tracing patterns in the air. "Embrace the unknown," it murmured, and the world twisted into a kaleidoscope of grotesque visions. Faces melted into grotesque masks, and the very ground beneath me shifted like quicksand. In the midst of the surreal nightmare, I awoke with a start, gasping for breath. The clock struck midnight, and the distant echoes of the revelry filled the air. The grotesque figure, the mansion, and the surreal horrors faded like a waking dream. I found myself on a street familiar yet different from the one I had lost my way in. The night air was crisp, and the distant laughter of the New Year's Eve celebration echoed in the distance. I clutched the ornate card, its surface cold against my trembling fingers. Had it all been a dream, a hallucination born from the shadows of the night? As I walked away from the mysterious mansion, the unsettling whispers lingered in the recesses of my mind, a chilling reminder of the grotesque celebration that may or may not have been. The new year had arrived, but the boundary between reality and nightmare remained blurred.